Hello guys, and welcome to another David Zamolata. My name is Serge, and in today's video I'm going to talk a little bit about replacing the ABS sensor on this vehicle. How did I diagnose the problem that it's specifically with the rear left speed sensor. Excuse me for being dirty. I literally was just underneath the car replacing it, and I made a little video which is pretty much a time lapse, and I'm going to be showing you basically how I did it. But mainly right now I just want to explain to you guys how I came to the conclusion of diagnosing this specific sensor. So I just now recorded the test drive of this vehicle. The ABS light did not come on, which is great. I've used my Launch Diagnostic scan tool to clear the codes. This is a Launch X431 Pro 3S version, well 3S Plus version 2.0, but more on this later. Just gonna shut the screen off for now. Basically I'm going to talk about how I diagnosed it, and then I'm going to tell you how this ABS light appeared, under what conditions, and how to know exactly should you replace the ABS sensor, or let me just close this here, or should you maybe remove and clean it or whatever. Okay, so basically once my ABS light came on, it also triggered ESP and some other light which has to do with traction control. And what that did is prevented me from using cruise control, which is one of them. So cruise control is not going to be working, and it basically prevented the ABS brakes to work properly. So as you press the brake pedal, your brakes is just going to lock up and the vehicle is just going to slide forward, which is no good. Also, it made it basically disables traction control, which sucks. I don't know why. It's all, well, I guess it's all part of the same system. So yeah, like traction control is not working. So that can be a little bit of annoyance, to say the least, because you could literally crash. This Chrysler 300, it's like a big boat. It feels luxury. It drives very nice. With no traction control, it's a little bit scary to drive, because just with a slight pressing of the accelerator pedal, it actually spins the rear wheels, just a slight. So you gotta gradually do it. So you could imagine yourself in the rain situation, like I'm talking about, like no rain, it's gonna do that. In the rain situation, you could just simply, let's say you're trying to take off from a light and you're turning like left. Okay, if you apply the gas just a little bit too long, well, a little bit too hard, not too long, and just a tiny bit, it will cause the rear wheels to spin, and as you're turning, you could start drifting. And if you don't know how to control your vehicle properly, you literally will lose control of your vehicle. So I actually tested all of these things, and this is why I know this is the exact result. Of course, I do know how to control the vehicle. You gotta, you know, basically, if you understand how to drift, then you're gonna know about it. Like, you gotta basically do like counter steer and stuff to prevent it. But some people get excited and they could actually crash. So anyways, that's what basically the ABS sensor, just one little sensor, which I think cost me like 15 bucks, does all of those things. But of course, if you go to the dealer, it's probably gonna be like hundreds of dollars. This ABS sensor came from Amazon, and if you guys want, I could provide a link. Well, I'll just provide a link in the description below of all my tools used and the ABS sensor. It's not gonna happen like right away because I have other things going on, but feel free to take a look at the description. If I have it there, great, use the link. If I don't, just let me know. But I'm kind of busy trying to fix a lot of my stuff and trying to diagnose it and stuff, so sometimes it's hard to do everything. And on top of that, making videos and editing them and posting them online, you know, everything's a little bit time consuming, but I never mind to help. But anyways, how to know if this is the ABS sensor that you got to be replacing. Well, first, first of all, when your ABS light comes on, your traction light comes on, you know, hopefully you got some kind of computer, okay? It will be able to detect that, you know, your ABS light is due to the ABS sensor. If you got a good computer like I have, this will tell you exact ABS sensor that you're having problems with, okay? But still, even with a good computer like this, sometimes it's just detecting noise, and you could delete the noise. And what I mean by noise is just a code comes on for whatever reason. You can delete the code, and you're not going to see it back for a very long time until something else specifically happens, and then the code gets triggered. So anyways, with that being said, how can you just diagnose it properly without like being just a parts changer? You scan it, you're like, oh yeah, left wheel speed sensor, just go ahead and replace it. Well, just delete the code at first and go out on the drive, and if it comes back, delete it again, and if it comes back, just delete it again. Just take it through the motions. If you delete it about 3 times, okay, and it's not a golden number, you think just once is enough, but if you delete it about 3 times and it keeps coming back, just try to look at the situation. Is it coming back right away each time, or there's a little delay before it comes back? Maybe it comes back like right away when you apply the brakes, or maybe it just comes back like a minute or two. And does it come back when you are specifically applying the brakes, or does the ABS light just, you know, as soon as you delete it, just, you know, comes on? All of these things can mean different things, okay? So in my situation, what I end up doing is I deleted the code, and it would actually go away on the screen. It would like be like no code, right? But as soon as I applied the brakes, you know, the code is back. Sometimes, you know, I would delete it and I would need to step on the brakes like 2 or 3 times, or initiate driving. It might not even trigger right away when I hit the brake pedal. Now, in this specific situation, how did this ABS sensor actually triggered in the first place? Well, first of all, my rear brakes, I mean, I didn't know this. I just fixed this vehicle. I just painted it, like just did all these different things, and of course you can't catch everything. I mean, you would be under the hood like all day long, you know. An old vehicle like this, 18 years old, you can have all sorts of issues, right? Not saying it's a bad vehicle. I'm loving it. Like, I actually don't even want to get rid of it. Like, I've really enjoyed this vehicle, and you know, I've been using it for myself, and I've been really enjoying it. It does feel like a Bentley when you're driving it. It's got a very luxury suspension. Like, it just feels like it's just floating. Like, it's just really comfortable. I really enjoy it. But also low miles. I have 105,000 miles now, but initially when I bought it, I had like 92,000. But with that being said, my rear brakes on one side, specifically the right side, not the left side, one of the pads wore down basically to the metal, like almost to the metal. Like, I mean, very slight. Like, it already started to have some metal appear in one section of it, and that basically started getting in contact. The brake pad started getting in contact with the rotor itself, therefore causing the you know, like the rotor type of noise. But as soon as it started doing that, I basically thought, okay, well, time to go home, time to look into this situation. And since I have other vehicle that I could drive, I basically parked it and wasn't using it. I ordered the brakes from Amazon. I went ahead and ordered ABS sensor. But basically, the way this problem started like occurring, at first, like, the brakes was braking fine. There was like no noises whatsoever. But I'm standing at the light and I'm applying my brakes, and the brake pedal starts sinking a little bit. Like, it would sink a little bit more, and I'm thinking, is brake master cylinder failing? You know, that can happen. I've seen that problem before. And at the time, still, there was like no ABS light on my screen, you know, so it was fine. No check engine lights, no ABS lights. And each time I would come to a light, and I happened to be driving for Lyft that day, so I had to do a lot of braking, you know, a lot of stop and go. And one time I just come to the light and apply it, it starts sinking, and then I noticed ABS light come on, and I'm like, uh-oh, well, that's not good. Why did that come on? Interesting. So I could still continue driving. It's just the ABS light. Like, you know, I understand how to drive safely. a lot of these cars ABS lights are on, you know, especially Sprinter vans. They're always on for one reason or another. But anyways, as I continue to drive, I just keep wondering about things, and you know, like, and I start listening, and I'm starting to hear, like, I'm thinking, like, I think my brakes, the way they're applying, I think they're really worn down. Like, I'm thinking that, right? At this time, I'm not hearing any type of sounds. But by the end of that night, now I'm starting to hear the rotor sound. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm starting to hear the, like, a rotor becoming in contact. Am I just hearing this? And then it went away. And then I would apply brakes again, and then I would release the brakes. And as I'm driving, now it sounds like the brake pedal itself, well, the brake pad itself did not separate from the rotor. Like, it's still rubbing on it somehow. Like, but then, you know, some more stop and go, someone, you know, like that noise would go away. And all this time, the vehicle's braking fine, like applying brakes just like it's supposed to be, you know, like nothing crazy. So anyways, of course, I went ahead and, you know, like I pulled over and I went ahead and went on Amazon, just ordered brakes. I think it was like $15 for brakes, $15 for ABS sensor. And I'm like, whoa, this is a lot cheaper to service than my German cars that I drive. So like, yeah, kind of cool. So basically, once they came in, I went ahead and started replacing it, and I made a bunch of videos and stuff with it, and I went ahead and serviced a lot of other things that's going on. But what I did is I replaced the brakes, and I'm thinking like this. I'm thinking, okay, this is just an interesting type of situation. Did the worn brakes cause this ABS sensor to trigger, like, as a sort of like a computer like type of error, because it's detecting the fact that when I'm applying brakes, maybe like it thinks it went too far, or maybe it's because they're sinking, and I'm thinking maybe it's detecting the master, you know, brake master cylinder failing. Like, I mean, it's the sensors. I mean, they could just detect stuff, and I'm thinking, okay, let me do this. Let me first replace the brakes, and let me observe the ABS sensor. So I looked at the ABS sensor. I looked at it, and I'm like, well, it looks fine. I inspected the wiring. It looks fine. I pulled it out of the hole. I looked at the ABS sensor. I'm like, it's not even dirty, but like, let me give it a wipe. I wiped it down with a cloth, stuck it back, deleted the codes, and guess what? The code keeps coming back. I'm like, okay, well, in this situation, I mean, it's obvious that ABS sensor needs to be replaced. So I went ahead and I replaced it today. And when I deleted the codes, boom, the problem solved. And that's my way of diagnosing. Sorry for too many words, but I just want to give as much clear advice as possible, especially to those people that's doing it for the first time, just to make it sound logical and easy to solve. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.